I found so many pretty avatars on the last Furality. I will just show you a few of them. Here we have the Carry model. That is so funny because the mouth is actually the belly, and that is indeed the special. Here is the Winterbolt. I always thought they were cute. Such big paws, my god. The bean would definitely not slip in winter. This here is the Valley Cat, you know. And Hecken Twinkie. Definitely my style. I mean, no, I'm not wearing that. But I like those tight styles in general. I was wondered that this was okay on Furality. What is a total safe for work and save everything festival, because you see all the internals, even with the guts there and stuff. That's a bit gory. It's an edit of the so-called Night Beast. Spoopy, but cool. I so rarely see bears that I just show you the Callisto one that was also shown on the convention. One of the few plantigrade paws. You know the Regulus. Now we have the Uhuru. Also from, is it from Kepler or so? Definitely also cute. Mwah. And we have a new Avali, the Taube Avali. At least I never saw it. Taube, by the way, is a German word. It is a pigeon. And I mean, what a big maw for an Avali. Avali usually have these small slits, nearly not able to open them. But wow, this one is definitely a predator. The Thingy by Retweet with face tracking and everything. I don't have face tracking on my headset, but still it's so heckin' expressive. This thing is just like the Hayo Avali, the Spear Avali. So heckin' expressive. That is fancy. Then I found a Nova Beast in the middle of the summer that was winter. What? I even have winter socksies. Speaking of the Spiravali, this is the Spiravali here. And it came with a latex suit on Furality. It's so funny that everyone is like, oh, we all have to behave. Everything needs to be so as a SFW. But all the avatars on Furality have wobbly asses and tit physics and stuff, even though the TOS says don't do that. You know what happened? Twitch banned me for a day after the convention because there were so many naked adults, and I was like, yeah, okay. Of course, we also have these little critters here, Beachies named. They were kind of the mascot from this year's Furality. Heckin' cute. This is Zigga with double G, the deer. This is so heckin' toony. I rarely see an avatar that was that toony. Maybe among meme avatars. But a furry avatar that's that toony? Rare. And this is an Ottaro. It looks a bit, yeah, it should be an otter, but it looks more like, okay, it's an otter kangaroo, I guess, Ottaru. For me, it looks a bit like a kind of mouse rat thing. Very wide maw for a rodent that usually just should be eaten. This here is the Arco Canine. Haven't seen that bean before. It is definitely also kind of stylized and toony, but also definitely very pretty. And I always appreciate if you put beans under there, not just like a print or nothing. Okay. Cheeky. This here is the Chemo Dog that very obviously does the advertisement. Definitely, I'm usually not very much into too toony avatars. Because all the forms are so mismatching, but yeah, adorable. Then I found this avatar that is heckin' huge and is a snake and has paws, a snake with paws on 2 legs, and it is called Male Naga. I found that at Furality, and I mean, yeah. What? So let's get back down to normal size here. What? I mean, okay, it's a snake. I mean, wow. a cyber version of the Moscari, tell me how is this character spelled? But yeah, I mean, those characters are just from the maker of the muscle detail textures of kinder half of Yarchet. And of course, this character so heckin' athletic. This is, I mean, it's like heckin' femboy twink, but out of gym. How can one be that lean but has that muscle definition? Is -% body fat? This here was called Angel, but it's just a Mayu. Mayu's got really fame recently, yes? I even saw some with plantigrade paws and stuff and everything. I just like the hairstyle. Here we have a Vernid. Also heckin', yeah? All these good body types. Heck. What was that? Okay, clearly we have another predator species here. I wonder how I could get these thoughts. Aww. Do you know that predators often don't have cheeks because they can't really keep stuff long in the maw to chew it up? They just usually swallow it whole or eat up chunks and swallow these then whole. So they have wider, stronger necks, but less cheeks. Cheeks is usually for herbivores, because plants needs to be pre-digested in the maw because it's more difficult to digest. So the intestines of an herbivore also are more like a labyrinth, and carnivores have more straight intestines. Here we have the Usagi bunny. I mean, Usagi means bunny in Japanese. The funny thing is, this is just kind of how I look in real life. Not like a bunny, but the overall emo style, you know? Like wiggly, long, dark hair, dark clothes, warmers and thigh highs. I mean, here it's net, but this here is the Fei Lin. It even comes with clothes that definitely heckin' match the overall Somna style, didn't they? The Jinx dog is again one of these few very toony avatars that I think are very good. I like the bean, it's also very expressive, and I just like the smug face. Wow. Then I found Night Beast Asmodeus. Very demonic. Or like, you remember Van Helsing 20 years ago? Heckin' cool. Another Night Beast. Less gory as the last one, but heckin' cool style. I mean, hi there. Here you see the crispy rodent. There are not many rodents that are in good quality. I think because they are so small, I don't know. But this one has good quality. I like it. It's last year's Ferality. I saw this Durgara the first time. And in the meantime, there are also wyverns. And it got revamped, kind of. That's a pretty dragon. The demo snake of Tokyozilla. Tokyozilla's beans are always very dragonic and always very, in a stylized way, very detailed. I always like them. And they always also come with good maws. You agree? Oh, wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. That's just because Cinderace is cute, so I just found it, and yeah. And here is the Dreamer, the Nicorada Sünd. Nicorada in general I also like. The models are always heckin' stylized, but still, I just like the forms. I don't know. The Pupper Zeek. Zeach. Aha, the pupper. It's also a very toony avatar. It uses a new Poyomi version. You can see that because it works so well with the lighting in the world here. I would also say that this is one of the few toony avatars that I definitely very much like. Looks like a rascal. This here is meant to be a piñata. I mean, what is this of a piñata? It looks like from Banjo-Kazooie or Crash Bandicoot. But definitely cool. Yeah, the Farah Rex is just a very, very hot and very cakey edit of the Rex. Always good. And Farah made these casual clothes. Those are also heckin' good. I also have a Farah Rex. And yeah, what can I say? I like the detail. I like the bean. The Rex is already a good avatar. The Farah Rex, in my opinion, gives more detail. The only thing that is not my thing is the kind of pig-like nose. But, yeah, everything else, I mean. Here we have the Astra Wolf. It's also pretty. Heckin' lean. And it reminds me a bit to a Playboy bunny or so. Yeah, the Vulpur is just a classic. And here I found a Vulpur in kind of cheeky club clothing. Like I said, the whole convention is very, let's all be safe for work. That is how I would go to work, of course. Do you wanna work with me? But yeah, the Vulpur just overall is such a heckin' huff avatar. For me personally, I don't feel that hunky and that kind of, it's like, it has all these anarchic vibes like this. I will just get you into a back alley and then I would just, I'm not that, but yeah, I definitely very much like these avatars. Now comes the Snoopy. I love the coloring on this one here. Purple is my color. For real, I just own it. It's kind of a snake dragon thing. I don't know, but golden beans. Pretty. Now let's get to my personal favorites. I already love the Vulpur, but the Vulpur I already know since a year or so. And new is now the Meowper. And this one is just as good made as the previous Vulpur, you know. So definitely one of my top new avatars, at least new in relation. I just saw them first on this convention. Here you have another Meowper, more in standard appearance, but more my colors. Wah. Rah, 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 rah. These are good kitties. The Murdoch. It is now the Murdoch 2, got a new version. I don't really exactly know what's new on this, but the Murdoch in general is just, I very much was happy that it came out as, that there is now a revamped version, because from all the rodents, the Murdoch is kind of exactly hitting, for me at least, all the buttons. I mean, you know, you have a kind of species that usually tends to be more on the preyish end and on the submissive end, and then you have such a hunky and cheeky looking and punk style and the dark clothes, and you know, also, yeah, wow, I like heckin' much. This here is the Starfang, and it is a Fioreltisomna version of the Moonfang. And the Moonfang, indeed, was my top creature this year at Fiorelity. And this is a Fiorelity version of the bean. I mean, yeah, in general, that's a super good, more stylized, more human-like dragon. But this one, I would say, for me, was my favorite avatar on there. Maybe also because the big VR chat down as it hits us. I was in an instance, and like an hour after the outages, I was there with one bean in kind of wearing a Moonfang, and We were there for 6 hours, but definitely before I didn't know what this avatar is. Now I know it. It's the Moonfang. I very much like those. Hararar.